Hey guys, welcome back to Making Beautiful Views, and my name is Tia, and today we're going to be doing this simple but pretty and somewhat elegant, I will say, type of eyeshadow look, really full of glitter, but it's some basic eyeshadows. And this eyeshadow was kind of like inspired by that Ariana Grande kind of like style, and I'm using the I Want Candy palette by Too Faced. I've had this palette for a long time and I don't use it highly as much as I should, and there's a lot of shadows in there that I love and there's a lot that I don't like, so I'm kind of like go between using the ones that I like and don't really go to the ones I love, the ones I don't like as much. So I'm like, well, let me give this one a try again. I haven't used it in so long, I almost forgot that I had it. So to jump into this look, I'm starting to go into that dark brown shade that's in the palette, and this one had like the most richest color, and like I have a lot of browns and different tones of browns and different chocolate browns, but in particular I don't use this palette, so we have to eventually use the stuff that we have, so why not go into it for this simple type of like look, but still stylish, because Ariana Grande like it, like she wears this type of look all the time. So let's just try it out and see how, let's see. So I'm just going to I'm taking one of my fancy brushes. This one is like a duo brush. It's fluffy on one side and more like tapered on the other side, so I'm going between both in this video, and I'm just trying to create the shape, because if you have ever seen Ariana Grande type of style, like eyeshadow style, it's very precise but still soft at the same time. So I was really trying to like go between having it bold enough to where you can see it still, but still like blend it enough where it's not so harsh. Like I used the like an eyebrow pencil or something like that to draw on the look. So I'm constantly blending, packing in color and blending more, and I'm just going in and blending more and more. Like this style, I wouldn't say it's necessarily hard, but it is very precise, so it takes a lot of like concentration to really create the shape. And so now I'm going in with like a lighter brown shade, and this is just going to help kind of like blur out that like darker brown. And I felt like this brush was not doing me justice, so I just kind of went with it and just like, well, it's there now, so let's just keep blending and let's just see how it go. But I really wanted to kind of like go into a lighter shade but still have that same shape. I didn't want to lose the shape, and sometimes like when you blend you end up losing the shape. It just like out of nowhere like kind of leaves if you blend too much and don't like go back in and pack that color back in. So I'm taking the fluffier side and I'm just like going still in the shape of like a wing, almost like if you did wing liner but in your crease basically. So I'm going within that. I'm really making that inner corner very precise and sharp to go down into the inner eye, and I'm going to start winging it out on the outer corner, because we still have to think about the blend in the crease. Like that is so important, and if I didn't do that, then it will look so harsh. Like that dark brown will look so harsh compared to the nude. So in my opinion, I felt like putting a brown there was going to soften it up a little bit. So like you see, I'm going back in with that brown just to like reinforce that color and reinforce that shape again. So I'm just going to keep blending until I feel like I got it to where I wanted to be. This was very like touch and go type of thing, so you'll start to see how it ends up like coming out, and I have to keep touching up. So I'm going in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and this is one of my favorites, like I always say in all my videos. So this is going to help me kind of cut out that kind of like wing shape, and I want to kind of like make it sharp as possible, because Ariana Grande's eyeshadow inspiration like all the videos and pictures that I see, they're very, very sharp, like very precise. And the only way that I know that I could get this sharp and precise is by cutting it out again and correcting and reinforcing that shape again. So I'm taking my fluffier end to my duo brush that I always use. This one kind of helps like soften it a little bit. And I was like trying my hardest, like don't go over the line, like stay in the line. So I just kept trying and trying to work this out. I've done some very sharp, detailed looks, but this was so sharp and precise with it being nude and brown. You really don't have error. Like you don't have a lot of room to like mess up because you're not working with color. You're really just working with like the basic tones. So if you go too far into that beige, you're gonna see it. If you go into too much into the brown with the beige, you would see that beige like sitting on top of the brown. So you have to just keep like staying inside the lines or staying outside the lines with the brown. So by me like cleaning up that outer V really helped to sharpen that wing up a little bit more. And that's what I was really going for. I was trying to decide, do I want it sharper? Do I want that line like thick or thin? And because this was my first time doing it, I just kind of went with the thin line on the outside, because I know I wanted to have a nice eyeliner and I wanted that to kind of go into the wing, into that shape. So now I'm just taking like a lighter nude color, nothing crazy, just something to kind of like balance off the browns that I put in my crease. And I'll just soften up the brow bone a little bit, bring it up a little bit higher. Sometimes the browns can like really make your lid look heavy. So I always like to lighten things up when I'm working with darker colors. I love to put a nude. You can put shimmers, like a champagne shimmer. You can put gold, stuff like that. Any of those type of tones in under the brow. And that really helps to open the eye, lift the brow up, and you can still see the arch. Your arch won't go missing. Like, it won't go flat. So right now I'm going in with my NYX glitter glue, and this is like one of my favorite glitter glues. And I'm going to like put down a base first with a flat shader brush. This brush is very, very flat. It almost have like no bounce back to it. And I like that because once I put down my glitter glue, I don't have the bristles to deal with like shifting and moving. So that's going to be like the most, I would say, well, I chose to do glitter. Let me say that. I chose to do glitter. So by putting down this glitter base is going to help the glitter to adhere. But I also chose to use like a nude iridescent glitter. And I really love this one. This one is my go-to glitter. I like it a lot. It will have like a clear glass look under like regular skin, but anything you put underneath it, any color you put underneath it, it kind of changes the tone of the iridescent. So if you use pink, it'll look kind of pinkish. You use blue, like the blue will come out more, and like greens, it'll come out more green tone, depending on how you look at the light. I personally let people know, like, if you don't know what glitter to choose out, iridescent is always perfect for like any occasion. So anyways, I'm going to put this all over my lid. And I'm actually going to move this glitter over into the wing. And I wanted it to be full and packed in. That's the reason why I chose like the different sizes of glitter. That really helps to fill in all of that space. So I'm just picking up a little at a time, and this is just helping not to fall out and get all over the place. And of course the glitter glue that's on my brushes also helps. So I'm just going to keep filling it in, and then I'll be working on my eyeliner. Now I will say the only thing that I would do differently is I wouldn't bring the glitter all the way down to my lash line. I would actually move it like right above my lash line, or either just put the glitter on after, because when you put the glitter on first and you pack too much down at your lash line, your liner is going to look chunky because the glitter is going to be underneath your liner. So now that I know that, and I have done it before, but Of course, that's something you have to be mindful when you work with glitter, because once it's done, it's done. So I would just not do that. Just keep it at the top if you do create this look. So I use my NYX liquid matte liner, and then I'm going to clean up a little bit more with some foundation. And I actually like this trick. It helps to like kind of like even out that skin tone. Like if you use like concealer on the side, it'll just look really pale, but if you put foundation, it cleans it up, smooths everything out, and it end up matching with your foundation like perfectly at the end. So I will try to clean up with foundation. So right now I'm going to be putting on my mascara. This is the Paradise Lash mascara, and I think by L'Oreal. And I'm going to put on some lashes, and these lashes that I'm going to be putting on are from the Beauty Supply. They are nothing fancy. I just really like to look for detailed lashes. You don't have to spend a lot on lashes. And this is how the look came out. A rosy cheek. I mean, so pretty. Check out my last video. I did this look with a kind of like a fally type of tone palette, and it came out super pretty. This was my last posted video, and if you have time, like, comment, and subscribe, and also press that notification button. Go check out my Instagram, and also I posted my stories, so that's kind of like my small daily vlog.